All right, let's jump right into this.
That guy. So, are you okay? Like, in that kind of tone, he's
Okay, so
just generic.
basically, yeah, I'm starting with that guy again at the market, because I had to go to the market, and I say to myself, that guy's probably working there again, like hopefully I don't have to engage him, I won't, and anything. So just in case, seeing things ahead, warrior prepared.
These guys, dazed. They're all tattooed up. Take the gear, steroids and stuff. But
Okay. All right. So
so
now this is very difficult because when you start talking like this, oh, those gays, they're all tattooed up and they're taking the steroids. You're going to make it look like I'm like, racist. I'm against or anything like that. It's not true at all. I have no problem with anybody of any races of anything. But okay, again, I make like generalizations based on what I see. So things have to be dealt with accordingly.
cream puff, of
Cream
course.
puff, I call 'em.
I hate. I know when you talk like that, it sounds like you're against races and stuff. You're
No,
against.
no, no.
No, it's just
Yeah, think
people
about
and
that.
individuals.
Like in a way, it's like people's minds, saying like, if you're not for, you're against. Like wait a second, wait a second. There's a thing called a neutrality that I stand. I have no opinion on outside issues. There's people. It's like, what do you mean you have no opinion? I said I don't care. It's like, oh, this is a, gay appreciation month or something. I say, well, it's great. Good for them. I only reason I say that is because I use that to try to meet women. It's I have to. I have to go along.
Matter. Like, I don't care what they are, what race or anything. But if you're an a-hole,
Yeah.
guess what? You're you're going to be categorized as such.
Yes.
So, okay, I'm not going to repeat the story. It's irrelevant.
I don't have to.
But I thought about this. Like when I grow up, I put my basket of groceries on the conveyor thing.
Okay.
And he goes to me, like, take everything out of the basket, and sometimes people tell you to leave it in, they take it out, whatever. I don't.
Okay, all right. So I know where I'm going with this.
But
okay,
I thought
so
about it. Like if I would have known.
Okay, I talk about using a little trickery, ways that because I'm fairly decent shape. If somebody, some of these guys, they think they're tough and everything like that, and it's like I was saying in the market, put your groceries up there. Some guy like that, if he messes with you, you can say, hey, yeah, that's how we did it in the PX. Just keep going, everything like that. And it's like if he knows what that is, in his mind, he's going to start thinking. He says, this guy was in the service. This guy is like tough. He was in the military, stuff like that. He's going to think twice. Now, again, somebody says, oh, what, they might try to call you out and say, oh, what branch you in? And it says, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. You got to understand something. People need information to make a judgment of something, whatever it is. Now, I know I'm equating this to like, oh, it's a market kind of thing, but I'm telling you, in life, in anything, the less they know, the better, because they can't formulate. It's like trying to solve like a math equation or something. You don't have enough information to work with. If you don't have enough information, you're going to have to do what Spock did in Star Trek 4. And that, you know what that is? When they were trying to do the calculations to do time warp, do you remember that? What he said? He says, you have to make your best guess. Guess, Spock. He goes, guess. He says, yes. And I will try to guess the best I can. So I know I make a joke about this, but again, you don't want to give. Don't give if it's unnecessary, because the more information they have, they can size you up, not just physically, but everything. Your level of intellect, what you're capable of, what you're gonna do. That's the whole thing. Remember what I talked about, the unknown. That box that you're not putting your hand in something, and you don't know what's in there. Believe you me, I can come up with some things that you will not be able to sleep for a month. I could tell you what I okay. So it doesn't matter. But my point is the unknown. The unknown. Don't tell them they have to size you up based on what they see. They don't know anything. If you're so these people that engage you, like for example, my friend that the guy said, "Can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you?" He broke my friend's frame. He infiltrated his mind. He got in there. That idiot that doesn't know. He didn't understand that these numbskulls again. That not my friend. He's not a numbskull. But the guy that, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? That numbskull was able to win that battle, not the war, but he won that little thing because my friend didn't know. He didn't know like how to deal with these people, and because they're asteroids. Remember, like there's different types of asteroids. The smaller ones that some going the other way. There's some that, but it's not like anything. So okay, so let me keep going here. Let me see if I can find it.
Sorry, it's a, walk through. It's a giant spider web. I guess during the summer, things come out.
Walking through a spider web,
like
trying to go home.
Kind of like, again, it's an obstacle. It's like maybe that's kind of like an asteroid, a small asteroid too. Like it's just whatever, just get in the way.
Get in the way.
Can't see everything.
Yeah, you can't see everything. This is true.
You're not fucking RoboCop or whatever. You can't fucking see everything that's like in front of you. Or Terminator. That's the problem. Like these movies. The movies, I know it's all entertainment, but it's like, thinking, oh, it's a Terminator, it's like it's an unbeatable machine, it's made out of this futuristic cyborgs,
nonsense
but it has some type of human qualities or something like that. It's impossible,
No.
It's stupid, it's believable by people, but I got to admit that RoboCop, that theme, like it was a Paul Verhoeven. Did the movie. The movie's okay, everything, but that it's intense score, It's like a German,
German, the Paul Verhoeven German,
the
crowd.
It's intense, it's like I think he's German, he
right.
understands. My dad was born in Germany, so like I get that too, it's like not alive anymore, but it's very proud, like
it's a proud thing.
Like that's the thing, like it's a very proud. Like heroic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happened was, as we all know, as history recalls.
Yes.
The Third Reich and everything. That's awful. Like these people, like they were like a defeated. It was like a defeated nation, and that fucking guy. It's Hitler. I can't believe it. Like these people, like they went along. They went along, and they followed his leadership.
Yeah.
And he rose to incredible power, you would think like somebody with that kind of warped mindset, he would never be,
right.
He wouldn't be allowed, but he was. He fucking didn't rally just the nation, like to combine, the Axis powers. It was, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't study him a lot, but of course, what he did. It was absolutely atrocious, the murdering of Jews and not just Jews, but gypsies, blacks, all these people is awful,
Yep.
And you can't say, why somebody, a leader could have done so much well, he could have been it doesn't matter. The whole point is that there's a tarnished legacy of that country.
Yeah.
Because of that, like it's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment, like, and, they know it. They know it too, even though it's great German scientists, German engineers,
great German
stuff like that.
Matter.
The thing is, like, I think in Germany, I watched the thing and I said, well, the only thing they have some sign, like there's a parking lot where like Hitler's bunker was or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like it's not a place to visit, it's like covered up. It's like really good.
Yeah.
And then everything of him. I mean, of course, everybody knows the history, but it's not that place. It's like everybody knows it's wrong, it's evil, it's just the wrong way of the wrong way that humanity was supposed to vilify leadership. It's done in the wrong context. You don't have to, and I'll make it even lighter. I'll water it down as far as I can, as much as I can. You don't have to boss people around.
Okay.
That's not what a leader is.
Yeah.
It's not a commander. It's not a fight.
Right.
It's not.
Now understand what
you're the leader.
Understand what I said. This is very important because now there's my doctorate degree is involved in organizational leadership. That a leader, you don't have to boss people around. You don't have to step on somebody's neck, to get them to do what you want. It's not about that. There's a relationship, which is very important between these people that they're supposed to relate to the other people. Like, the problem is, a lot of these things, it's gotten out of hand where, the pay of these CEOs are like 500 times, these employees. So in a way, it's like they're so far ahead, they're so far beyond, these people that are working, then it basically carries to that type of mentality of a pharaoh and a slave. It's awful. It's What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not a slave. What are you talking about? And I mentioned, you'll hear when I talk about this, and he says, well, I have news for you. In 21st century terms, you are, whether you admit it or not, because you are being commanded by the money, and because the money, it takes money to buy everything. So that's the way it is. Whether you accept reality, whether you think, well, I have freedom. I'm not in any chained down or anything. Or you are. You're not chained down. You don't have to be at work by that certain time. You don't have to. You are chained down. You don't realize it. You don't realize that. You're just in a 21st century way of being manipulated.
And they're like, you're not. Go back to like Egyptian times, It's like, well, go to Egypt right now. Aren't you in Egyptian times? You guys know what I'm talking about. The Pharaoh, the pyramids. It's like they whipped the Jews, slaves, whatever, to work. They didn't have a choice. That's kind of like almost what goes on today, but not really. I know, like people, well, no, I have the freedom to choose, to decide on my own, to my honor, yeah, okay. I have the freedom to decide, because no one's forcing me to do anything. But like in a way, no. Remember I talked about this? I showed the dollar and I showed the back and I said and I was explaining to actually you don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
Just like everything costs money.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing. It's like if everything costs money, you have to do what they say, like so in a way it's like you are chained to it. You don't have a choice.
You are.
It's an amazing thing. Like you have freedom, to do things, but you actually don't have freedom.
You don't.
Yeah, I walked by a three-set, a Tuesday night, West Hollywood, like lesbian night.
Man, a lot of hot women out there.
I could basically tell when I look at a woman. I know, like, how do you know? It's like, well.
Okay, this is kind of irrelevant toward the end, but you guys get my thing about that part. The thing is that and then I start going off into the equation about comparing. I think I was thinking about the Millennium Falcon. In Star Wars, and this whole movie says the ship survived all 9 movies, right? So then I was saying to myself, okay, well, I know I keep talking about the asteroid field and Empire Strikes Back and everything like that, but I thought about this and I said, do you remember like in Return of the Jedi, the Falcon's going into the Death Star, to the reactor core, and you need to get through there, and there's these thick pipes, they're all the construction, they're all like boxes, they're boxes, whatever. The frame construction's going through, and they know where it is. They got to get to that center to knock out the main reactor. It's a part of it for the thing anyway. So the Nien Nub, I did it, the whole thing there. Michelle Falcon, that radar dish gets taken out, whatever it is, and Calrissian goes, oh, that was too close. Now I thought about that, and I said to myself, he said, holy shit, that the whole point is that those columns, those pipes, whatever, they're not moving, okay. They're not giving away their whatever. They're stationary. They're built into the frame of the Death Star, of the construction of the Death Star. You can't go through them. If the ship would have hit it, it would have been destroyed. In a video game, that's what happens. If you in the Return Jedi video game, you go into that pipes, you're dead. It's over. So I thought about this and I said, okay, well, what are those like? What's the analogy? Okay, well, it took off the radar dish and they kept going to the goal. Eventually it made it. It blew it up and it got out of there, and the Death Star blows up and Falcon survives, and the bad guy, they're dead, the Empire, as we thought, hopefully. But my point was, I was equating that to pickup. I was saying to myself, okay, like I'm the Falcon, like I'm the Falcon, and I'm avoiding the asteroid fields. I'm going around, I'm getting out of the way of all these things that don't bother. But that pipe, that shit, I did the Nien Nub, the whole thing. What's that? What's that? That's something that could destroy you, but it's not attacking you. It's not a person. It's not dudes. So it's something. Like I thought about this and I said, well, is it like society or something? I said, well, maybe it's the laws or something. Like you could look at it like it could be. It's not something. It's something that you want to like avoid. You don't want to challenge it. But then again, it's like not going to move. So perhaps it's just the law, maybe the law, period, because it's not going to, when it comes to like certain laws, let's just say harassment, or violence or something. Like I don't know every law, like how to deal with something, but I do remember what a cop told me last week when I went back and that he was in front of that EP&L piece. I asked him. I said, these guys are coming at me. He's like, what do you know? And he's, well, if they raise their hand, he's trying. But no offense to police, it's a great job. I commend them on being a public servant, law enforcement. But that slogan that the LAPD, to protect and to serve, they're not really. It's like protect. You better protect yourself first as a citizen, because by the time they get there, it's, like if you get into a fight or something like that, they're here to protect me. They're not. It sounds nice. It sounds nice, like that's saying to protect and to serve. But the reality is that no, and so the cop told me, he goes, well, both you going to jail, both of you guys, whoever throws a punch. And then I thought about this when I walked away, and then it hit me. It kind of like in my mind, because now I'm training to be like I'm a smart warrior. I was going to tell the cop it, but now I know what to say to him after he said that. And I go, well, you might be partially right. And he goes, well, what do you mean? I says, well, I might be going to jail, but that guy is going to the ER. There's no doubt in my mind, because I'm studying like ligaments and tendons and everything. I'm not fucking around here. Like to become a doctor, these people know everything about tendons, ligaments, joints, sprains, and everything. I'm learning about everything just in case I have to incapacitate somebody. Okay, you don't understand. You don't know who you're dealing with here. You're dealing with an expert. You don't understand. If somebody tries to come at me, I'm going to understand how to break something, And now I remember what Troutman said. He said, you don't understand what we're dealing with. His mission out there was to kill, period. Okay, that's not my thing, though. My thing is to disable, period. What the second that somebody's hand comes at you or fist comes at you, it's break, bam, like in the ground. And as my hand is on my knee is on their neck, and their neck is their face is it's being pressed into the concrete. You're going to decide, if how much worse you want to make it for them, how bad it's going to be, because then it's all up to you. You have this decision to make there, and my decision is that if somebody comes at you and somebody tries to grab you or somebody tries to inflict pain on you, they're going down first. Okay? Do you understand something like that? They're going down first, or you're going to die first or whatever. But you are not going to run. Okay? You are going to stand up for yourself, and you're not going to wait for somebody to come rescue you, because it's not going to happen. Okay? So I know I'm using weird analogies from Rambo and stuff like that, but there is truth in that. There's truth in that, because they're going to come for you. They're going to try. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Social conflicts are inevitable, okay? There's too many people. What happens, there's a saying, I think, it's like in an elevator, too many people in a small environment, tempers seem to flare, okay? Not mine, because I have control over everything that I do. I control everything I do. But there's people that come at you, they don't. They have no control. They're coming at you. And if they come at you, then it's your job to take their control from them, because they're threatening yours. So think about it. Somebody tries to rob you. They're basically saying, I want your money. I want your money. Like, it's mine. I earned it. It's like, it belongs to me. It's mine. And they're like, think about somebody. And some dude, it doesn't matter who he is, he just comes up to you and says, hey, give me your wallet. Are you just going to hand it to him and say, you asked for it, here you go, here's my wallet. You can have it. You can have, or just say, they'll say, hey, you know what, just give me all of your money in your wallet. Just, don't even have to say please. And you just go, oh yeah, here you go, here's everything. Thank you. Do you see how retarded and ridiculous that sounds? It's almost the same way. It's almost the same. If somebody's threatening you in a different way, in anything. If I'm just trying to talk to a woman that I find interesting, and she's with another guy, it doesn't matter. And if you don't try because of this fear, this societal tells you that you can't try, then you're almost as ridiculous as that. It's just handing over your wallet because they say you can't. It's almost the same. It's retarded. Do you understand? There's no law. No law that says you can't try. Well, you have to research. Well, the borderline, there's no law that says you can't try, though. I don't care what you're citing. Harassing, encroachment, I don't care what you're citing. I don't care what you're citing. You're allowed to try. You're allowed to try. You are allowed to try, okay? When I see a law that says I am not allowed to talk to women, it doesn't say, there's no bylaws that say, well, if she's walking with a man, and I'm not a clairvoyant or psychic. You should know they're together. How do I know they're together? How do I know they're not friends? How do I know anything? How do I know they're not brother and sister? How do I know? And that's the problem. You're going to start thinking. You're going to think yourself out of life. You're going to think yourself into waiting for the perfect situation that's never going to exist. Look at when Luke, I know I talk about the Star Wars analogies, but he blew up the Death Star in episode 4. Remember, like he's going down the trench. He's going in the trench, Red 5 going in. And he's dealing with behind him, he's got all the TIE fighters coming after him. He's got those, remember the turrets, the laser turrets are firing at him from the front and from the side, and they're moving, everything. So he's up against everything, but he has his dream, like he has his goal, as a warrior. I have to fire. I gotta fucking go down that trench, and I gotta fire that torpedo into that hole. It has to go. And he knew, like, that was it, and everything is against him. Everything. Remember, Vader's ship, the Force is strong in this one, and blew up the R2. I lost R2. The whole thing. It's like, against him. Everything. And then, like, at the end, the Millennium Falcon comes in, knocks the fucking ship, and Vader's one goes flying out there. Great check. Come on, kid. Let's blow this thing and go home. He got it. He fucking knew he could do it, but he didn't even need. Remember, Obi-Wan says, let go. He said, remember, use the Force. It's in there with it. He didn't even need. He didn't even need. Because he knew he could do it, He's using the power. Remember the rebellion, in the fortress, they go, you turned off your radar to thing. What's wrong? And he goes, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm okay. What is he doing? Is he crazy? The society, they don't know what you're doing. Is he crazy? It's the same thing. They don't get it. But he did it, though. He knew he wasn't crazy. There are crazies out there, unfortunately. There are bad people. Awful people that can plan things and execute plans because they're crazy, evil, with malicious intents. It's awful. It's wrong. That's a sickness. That's bad. That's wrong. The guy that shot in the Mandalay Bay execute, that's awful. The people, whatever, managed to pull that off. The Oklahoma City bombing, and awful. Using their creativity for evil purposes. With the sickness. That's wrong. That's bad. Bad versions of anomalies. Bad versions. So I'm not implying going out there and starting trouble, okay? Standing up for what you believe in your heart, when you know it's right, is not being a troublemaker. It's not causing problems. You're not hurting anybody. You're trying to do what you feel. There's nothing wrong with that. You're doing a little bit of a different approach to try to meet women, and you're not trying to hurt anybody. Now, more than likely, the guy's ego, whatever, they're going to be offended. I have one word to say for that. Sorry. I want to wait for the camera to come back. Okay, because sometimes it stops. More than sorry. I'm going to say 4 words, that applies to that guy after you say sorry. 4 words. You have an idea of what I would tell somebody that's not prepared for you trying to do pickup if the women you see with somebody else and you want to try? Get used to it. Get used to it. Remember I said I'm not giving up. You don't know what you're dealing with here. Keeps them on their toes, though, doesn't it? That word threat can be taken many, many different ways. Many ways. When somebody says, oh, he's threatening me, or threatening you, the threat level is this. Threat implies danger. Actually, but it really implies unpreparedness. Like a threat, it means like an intent to do harm or something along those lines. So that's incorrect. You are incorrect if you say that I am threatening something, because I am not. I am attempting to challenge what's considered normal societal norms. It's not normal to do that. I got news for you. Some of the most people that made rarest things, people that made history, did things that were not normal. Not breaking the law. Oh, is there a law that Rosa Parks, at the time when she stood up, or she knew that change was coming? She had foresight to know that, no, this thing's coming to an end because I'm sick of it. And that's all she did was stand up for herself. That's all she did, because she knew it was right. More immortalized. And I'm talking about something so simple that is considered, like a shock to people. Whether it be me being intense in the gym, me just talking to women in public with somebody else. You're crazy, man. Am I? Am I really? You know what's crazy to me? Do you know what I think is crazy? Besides those people that do those awful things, I'll tell you what I think is crazy. What I think is crazy is most people that go through their lives living a life of quiet desperation, that don't stand up for themselves, that are subs, that can't, they do what they're told, don't make their voice heard, don't stick their neck out there, and don't try to do anything with their lives. And they're scared of public ridicule, what people think of them, what somebody's going to say about them. And they're going to go in the grave quietly with regrets. Those people I think are crazy. That's crazy. You get one life, that's it here as far as we know. And you waste it because if somebody else tells you can't do this and you can't do that, and there's no law against it and everything because of your ego and you're scared and everything, that's crazy. That's all for now. I'm going out there and see what's out there. I might come back on later. Warrior Jr. out. It takes a lot sometimes, it's when you're passionate about something. It's a lot in you. But it builds your strength.